a 70-year-old woman, I may not be attractive to, the mass majority or the young people dating, but I'm still attractive to you.
Yeah.
Physically, right?
Sure. But we're talking about a situation. Yeah. Like, it's getting hot in here, guys.
No, I'm just saying.
What my point was, you said the example of if it's purely physical.
But that's my argument, is that I can still be attractive at 70.
So you think a relationship can withstand someone can be together for like 50 years purely on looks?
Yeah.
And nothing else.
Yes.
They have nothing else to talk about, and all they do is look at each other and say, "Damn, you're attractive."
I mean,
and when we have issues, dude, we're gonna go bankrupt. No, hey, it's okay. We're still attractive. Like,
I mean,
we still find each other attractive.
Ideally, you want a well-balanced relationship. Welcome to the Magnetic Mismatch Show. This is Linda.
And this is Will. And come on, let's wrap this up. Why am I in such a rush, babe?
Because I was going to make an acai bowl after this.
They are so good.
I'm addicted to them.
I know. We used to go out and pick them up pre-quarantine, all the time, like at least once a week, right?
Yeah.
And they're not cheap.
No. But the only thing about acai bowls and those shops, they're delicious. Don't get me wrong.
So good.
There's so much sugar in it that I would fall asleep every time I ate the acai bowl.
You got to describe what it is, though, because, some people might not have tried it yet.
Yeah. So there's a berry in the Amazon.
The Amazon jungle?
Yeah. It's called acai. It's basically like a dark purple berry where if you buy the pulp, it's usually in the freezer or freeze dried. You can blend it usually by itself or I like to blend mine with bananas and a little bit of blueberries. But when you blend it, it becomes like a sorbet like texture, and then you just top it off with like granola, fresh fruits, or I like coconut flakes.
I like granola in mine.
Yeah.
Gives it that nice crunchy texture.
Yeah. You just eat it like ice cream. It's like a healthy alternative, I would say.
Yeah. That kind of saved us yesterday when we were like craving ice cream or some bad foods. And this was definitely a better alternative.
Yeah. It's high in antioxidants. It's low in sugar.
It's actually considered like a superfood, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like it's because so much like vitamins and good stuff in there.
Yes, and acai naturally doesn't have any sugar.
Yeah.
So it's how much sugar you add on to that.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So that's why I only put in a max for the both of us 1 banana.
Which is not that bad at all.
No, and then I top it off with like mangoes or other berries to keep the sugar content very low.
Yeah, keep it the natural sugars.
Yeah.
And now she wants an acai bowl every morning going forward.
Yeah, I just ordered like 3 packs this morning so I can make them.
Especially your argument saying, it doesn't have sugar. It's the only fruit with no sugar. I'm like, okay, but we're throwing other fruits that are super sweet in there.
I mean, I would have ate the other fruits by itself anyway.
That's true.
So at least I'm full with something without sugar.
Good.
Yeah.
But anyways, so today's topic is on how important is physical attraction in a relationship.
Yeah. I mean,
isn't that why you married me? Arm candy?
No, I just wanted a free dinner and date.
Whoa, what? That's why you went on a date with me? You agreed to go out with me?
Yeah.
Got it. Noted.
Yeah. It's the truth. I told you. But that's not the point. The point is that I think, beauty is very subjective, right? It changes with time, with age, with different cultures, geographically.
Yeah.
So there's no real standard of what, beauty is supposed to be, because like I said, it's very fluid, right? It changes.
Yeah. What's kind of cool is that like beauty standards today, it can be very different, right? Than it was like in the 50s.
or even a few
10 years ago
yeah
or
10
5
years
years ago
ago,
or
or
whatever.
fashion changes, or
Yeah.
what's considered nice back then, and things come back.
Yeah, that's true. You know, like for a while there was like this beauty standard of like women have to be super thin, and
Yeah,
then there was also a period of time where like physical attractiveness was like curvier women, like
that's Mar-
Marilyn Manson,
Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn Monroe is what I meant.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
yeah,
And then now it's coming back where that's more appealing in the U.S. standards, more Western culture, right?
yeah,
And then I think in other countries it's different. What we find attractive out here isn't necessarily as attractive out there, and
exactly.
vice versa.
Yeah, so it's hard to pinpoint what's the norms of
Sure.
physical attraction is, but in general, right?
Yeah.
I think beauty is in the eyes of the beholder.
Damn it. You took that. I was just going to say that.
So when you're out dating,
Yeah.
right? Do you have to be physically attracted to somebody?
I am going to say yes. From a guy's perspective, and I don't want to generalize, and I'm speaking for all men. Of course, I'm not. But for me personally, and just from my experience, work like talking to other guys and stuff like that, physical attractiveness is pretty important in the beginning, before you get to know somebody. And I say that because think about like if you're going on a date, or if you like somebody, like for a guy's perspective, if I see a girl, the only information that I have at that point is how she looks, right? Like if I see her walking on the street and I find her physically attractive, I don't know if she's funny yet. I don't know if, she has a great personality. I don't know if she's whatever.
Yeah.
I can only base my attraction on her physical appearance, right? So to me, I think it's really important in the beginning to initiate an attraction if we're talking about like a complete stranger, and if we're talking about just kind of approaching a random person, at a bar or at a
Yeah.
party or something, right? I have nothing else to go by, I mean, I don't know. Are you offended by that or?
No, I think for me it's a little different because
Okay.
for the relationships that I've been in, I think we always started off as friends, or somewhat of just like a there's like a friendship first.
I see. There's a foundation.
Yeah, there's like so I think for me I kind of overlooked that initial physical attraction, where I guess,
Or maybe there wasn't physical attraction romantically in the beginning.
Yes.
You didn't see that person that way.
No, but I think for me it's more as I got to know the person, like their personality, common interest, is what made me attracted to them.
Okay.
But I don't think, I've ever started any relationship with, oh, I'm so physically attracted to that person.
Really?
Where I need to get to know them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't think for me that's the case.
I don't know if that's like.
But yeah, I didn't date that much, or I wasn't even in that many relationships before you and I started dating.
But did you growing up, right? Like you're a teenager, you're in high school or you're in college, like
yeah,
you didn't find like you'd have a crush. You didn't like.
But I don't think I've ever taken that crush beyond just leaving it as a crush.
And I think at that point, because they're in the same classes and stuff, maybe you kind of knew already a little bit more about them than just the looks. But you never like saw someone, damn, that person is fine, or like.
Yeah, but I wouldn't. But for me, it wouldn't be like, oh, that person is so hot, I need to be in a relationship with them.
I have to go and talk to them.
Yeah, never.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So I don't really know.
Well, and I guess I can't be too surprised also because I think a lot of times, and things are a little bit different now, right? We're in 2020, right? Women do approach men, but I think it's still majority of the time it's guys approaching women, if we're talking about like a, heterosexual kind of relationship, I think guys are still more of the ones that are expected to be the one that approaches somebody or initiates.
You need to be doing the hunting.
Yeah, the initial contact, right? To take charge in that regard.
Yeah.
So I think for us, maybe like again, if I don't know anything else about that person, I really don't. Why would I initiate unless I really saw something that was, or maybe you know what? And even if it's like something that they dress well, like that's physical appearance, is it
Yeah.
not? Or no?
Yeah, I think that's physical.
Right? That's kind of like the outward look,
Yeah.
right? Because if you start there and then maybe you find out like, man, this person like we don't really click on anything else. We have nothing to talk about or whatever. Then yeah, maybe it doesn't go further than that. But I do think when it comes to dating initially from a guy's perspective, you know, physical looks do play a pretty important part of that.
Yeah. But let's say a girl is so hot.
Yeah.
Well, to you, right? She's so hot.
I find her very physically
very
appealing.
physical appealing.
And then she opens her mouth.
And no. And let's say you approach her, you know, you guys have a little bit in common, but not really. Can that relationship last, or is it just infatuation?
I think at that point, if you're talking about like a serious relationship or just dating or what?
Let's say dating.
And you want to, and what's the goal of the dating though? You want to get involved.
Let's say you want to get to know her better.
I think it could probably work for a little bit. I don't know if it could work forever. Personally speaking, I can't speak for everybody. I'm sure there's like people out there that probably are in a situation where it's purely physical and they're happy and everything. I don't know. I don't know. I if I had to pick an answer, I would probably say likely that type of relationship wouldn't last if their objective is to be together for the rest of their life.
Really?
and all they have in common is their good looks.
In common, no, she's the good-looking one.
Oh,
not
okay.
you.
Whoa, okay.
I'm just kidding.
Damn. So what you're saying? One person is attractive, but the other person isn't.
Yeah.
But the other person finds the other person attractive or not?
Who?
Do they find each other attractive?
Yes.
Is what I'm saying.
Yes, they do.
And is it because of physical looks?
Okay, let's say it's physical, purely physical.
Purely physical. They find each other physically attractive, both of them, to each other. Mutual. It's mutual.
It's mutual then.
I don't think so. I think because the thing is, like, over time, what happens as we age? Your looks start to fade, right?
You know, I would disagree on that.
Whoa, okay.
I don't think that's necessary.
I would love to hear what your thoughts are on this, my friend.
Because I feel like if you find someone attractive, as they age, their features are still there. And just because you age doesn't mean you're less beautiful.
Interesting.
Right? Because
I agree with that.
Some people look at Angelina Jolie. I think she's prettier now.
Or J-Lo.
Or they're gorgeous. I think they're more beautiful now than they were 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So I would disagree that beauty fades over time.
No, I'm saying in general. And you're talking about right now. What about when they're like 70 or something or 80? You're going to say like somebody in their 80s is more gorgeous than where they were when they were in their like 30s or something?
That would mean that the guy, let's say I'm the girl and I'm 70 now and you're the guy.
Yeah.
And you're probably in your 70s too.
Okay.
But you might not necessarily find someone in their 30s attractive anymore.
Yeah, your taste may change.
Yeah. So I may not be attractive to the, a 70-year-old woman. I may not be attractive to, the mass majority or the young people dating. But I'm still attractive to you.
Yeah.
Physically, right?
Sure. But we're talking about a situation. Yeah, like it's getting hot in here, guys.
No, I'm just saying.
No, what my point is that see, you made me lose my train of thought. No, what my point was, you said the example of if it's purely physical.
But that's my argument, is that I can still be attractive at 70.
So you think a relationship can withstand someone can be together for like 50 years purely on looks?
Yeah.
And nothing else.
Yes.
They have nothing else to talk about. And all they do is look at each other and say, damn, you're attractive.
I mean,
and
that's.
and when we have issues, dude, we're gonna go bankrupt. No, hey, it's okay. We're still attractive. Like
I mean,
we still find each other attractive.
ideally, you want a well balanced relationship, right?
Yeah, but you used an
But
extreme
but
example.
but I'm just saying, in an extreme, I guess in my head is, if you find someone like super attractive purely on attraction,
Uh-huh.
I feel like as human
That
beings,
primal physical.
yeah, but as human beings, we're a social animal. So I feel like you can get your needs met being with someone that's purely based on attraction, but then you can meet your other needs through other social means. Let's say,
Whoa.
right?
What does that mean? So
Uh,
are you talking about open relationships
it
or
doesn't even have to be. It can be, right? It can be open relationship, but
and nothing wrong with that. I'm just
no,
saying, yeah.
absolutely not. People can,
Do whatever you want, yeah.
love however they feel that's fitting for them. But what
Absolutely.
I'm saying is that even if it's a monogamous relationship, right?
Yeah.
Let's say they're in the relationship because they're purely attractive, just physical
Yeah,
attraction
yeah, yeah.
to the person. They can get their intellectual
Needs met.
needs met, let's say through their common interest club, or their hobbies met through something else.
So like
another
maybe,
platform.
yeah, maybe like they get the adventure side by traveling. They get like their the ambitious side through doing other things, their charity side through whatever. Something, if you're saying that if the partner can't fulfill those needs, they can get that elsewhere.
Exactly.
But isn't that like that can also lead to like cheating?
I don't think
You're
so.
saying that it can be fulfilled not necessarily just with another person. It could be fulfilled through another group or activity.
Exactly.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
With your physical attraction, you're so attracted to them that you have a bond. That is a bond in itself. What if you don't find anyone else as attractive as that person?
Yeah, there's just something about him.
Yeah, and then but the thing is that, you may not have like everything in common. I mean, there must be a little commonality, and you must get along.
They find each other attractive. That's their commonality, is what you're saying.
But then maybe the attraction is so strong that they're willing to get their other needs met elsewhere.
So you're saying that physical attraction is very important then?
No, I'm just helping you make your argument because you wanted to argue that physical attraction is very important. But for me personally, like I said, and for me personally, it's never started with personal attraction. I mean, physical attraction.
Okay, fine, fair enough. Let's say even if it's not started because of physical attraction, like let's say the relationship, like as in your example, right, where you start off as friends, it's beyond. You don't look at that person and go, "Wow, I'm physically attracted to them." Okay, let's use that premise.
Yes.
But wow, you know what? I'm attracted to like how driven this person is, or how kind they are, how well they treat their family, like some other quality, right?
Yeah.
And you find that very attractive, and then you guys start dating. So you're telling me that physical attractiveness would not matter at all in that relationship?
Absolutely. Yeah.
How do you get intimate then with that person?
Because you have the emotional attraction, right? It makes them just attractive as a person.
So you're able to look beyond the looks.
Yeah, and they just like sometimes like you can have the most gorgeous person.
Yeah.
And what if their personality is nasty, or they're rude to people, unkind?
You can't ever see them as attractive anymore.
Yeah, they just become the most ugly thing.
So it happens. It's the opposite as well.
Yes.
Where once they're attractive to you, doesn't matter what quality it is,
what
but they're so attractive, you're able to look beyond it's not even a consideration.
It's not
anymore.
even it's like I think they just become attractive as a person.
I mean, I do agree with you. I think women, especially, again, I'm speaking in generalities. I know that's kind of dangerous sometimes, but my view on that is that women tend to be better at being able to look past physical appearance. You guys are more forgiving in general. when it comes to like
I don't think
qualities
that's
of that.
necessarily true. I feel like guys can be forgiving too, because there's a lot of relationships that doesn't
Yeah.
start out with physical attractions. Like you guys are best friends, and then you fall in love.
No, I agree. I'm not saying I'm on that boat. For me, what I'm trying to convey though is that like I feel like even if physical attraction isn't the top priority or the
Mhm.
most important thing in that relationship, I do feel like there has to be some level or some degree of physical attractiveness. Speaking purely from my perspective, for that relationship to work.
Hmm. But
There has to be some level where you connect on a physical level, and maybe everything else is amazing, right? You connect on humor, on wit, on intellect,
but that
right?
person doesn't become more attractive to you.
They do become more attractive to me, but I also still feel like having some level of physical appearance, where I find them biologically, right? It's not something I can necessarily control. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just a guy's like I feel like, because humans, we're still animals, right? So like our innate need is to reproduce, right?
Yes.
And I don't know if for a guy, or maybe I don't know if in general, like someone like I see what you're saying where you're able to overlook it, but what if you can't? What if that physical side still has to be there, at least to some level? Maybe at the lowest priority, but it's still there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I've never experienced it where like I was so attracted to some other quality of a woman that I was able to overlook every other flaw or every other thing, you know? Man, am I sounding like super shallow on this? Like,
I was gonna say Belle found Beast attractive.
wait, what are you trying to relate me
Beauty and
to
the
Beast
Beast.
right now? Like,
Yeah, I mean his personality was so, appealing that she can overlook.
his physical
Yeah.
appearance.
I mean he turned out to be a prince, but
Yeah,
um
why couldn't he be like a frog or something? Or I guess state of beast? Then they should have just left it at that. Like, why do you have to turn back to this handsome prince? That kind of like, I felt like that unraveled the whole moral of the story, right? When you're an adult now, you look at it, it's
uh
like, wait a minute, aren't you trying to teach that like, looks
yeah.
don't matter that much? And then it's like, wait, he
Yeah.
ends up being a beautiful dude
But
anyways.
I
Is
just
that
find
okay to use a beautiful guy, or is
but
it
it's
like
like but that's the
handsome
but that's the thing, right? It's like I feel like
completely
there's no
ignored?
no no. I'm
Oh.
gonna go back to it.
Whoa, whoa, all right.
Relax.
Got it. Yeah.
I think that there's a point there. It's like if you can overlook someone's looks, physical attraction, right? And you fall in love with like their personality, the
Yeah.
way they treat people, kindness, whatever it is,
Mm,
right? It's like something unravels. Like it's
mm.
like this inner beauty makes them beautiful, like the
Where that doesn't
prince.
matter anymore. The physical doesn't
Yeah.
matter anymore.
Yeah. Or suddenly it's like, your vision of them changes. Kind of
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
Belle, right? When he turns into a prince, maybe it's her perception, like he's no longer beastly.
Or maybe she's like, dude, bring the beast back. Well, what the hell is this guy? Like, no? Like,
No,
I was attracted to that hairy beast. Like,
no, no. But I think that's what they're trying to say, right? It's that the person could be not attractive, but you find things that are deeper than just the physical appearance, and
mhm.
and something changes, and they just become so attractive to you.
So basically, your conclusion and your belief is that physical attraction doesn't matter at all.
I mean, I'm not saying it
Yep,
doesn't
that,
matter
that, that,
at
that, that,
all,
that, that,
but
that.
I mean, it probably helps initially, right? It probably does,
What?
but
All right,
but
I'm taking this damn
but
mic off.
if that
This
wasn't there,
headphones.
I'd be okay with it. If the person meets me on other levels.
Hmm. See, this is why like women are so damn complex. Like I don't know. I don't, how do you pinpoint this?
You can't. That's the complexity of love, right?
Yeah.
It's debatable, and depending on the situation that you're in, things can change.
Uh huh.
There's no hard rules for any of this
Of
stuff.
course not.
Yeah,
I feel like with dudes, it's just
black and
guys.
white.
No, it's never black and white. And again, I can't be speaking for an entire like gender, right? But I'm saying like I do feel like relative to women, for guys, we are more visual, right? We are more physical in the sense that like when we're talking about attraction, like I think for guys, we naturally uh biologically gear more towards physical attractiveness first as the first indicator of do I want to take this further
Yeah.
kind of thing.
But for you, earlier you said that
What?
you
What did I
can't
say?
have a long lasting relationship with just looks.
Yeah. So that's what
So for
I in
you,
that
so basically you're saying it's just the initial then.
I'm saying that in the example you use, because that was a very specific example, if it's two people purely on looks and there's nothing else beyond that, my personal belief is that I don't think that relationship would last if we're talking about a monogamous, like traditional relationship, which there's so many different types of relationships, right? And it's however you want to
Yeah.
set that up. But that for that specific example, that was my belief. But like for me personally, looks matter a little bit more in the beginning to kind of, again, we're talking about a situation where I don't know this person. Like, but like if we're in a situation and same as you, where let's say I hang around with these people and maybe I don't find them physically attractive initially, but I get to know them and I really enjoy their personality, or I find them very like charming, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some other qualities that I'm like, wow, this person's really cool. And I find them attractive, and you know, and I feel like I can get into a relationship with them, but that doesn't mean that I'm like all of a sudden I'm like blind. Like I can't see that like physical looks don't matter anymore. I feel like I would still, now that would be the next stage. I'll be like, am I physically attracted to them?
Mm-hmm.
You know, at least to some degree. It doesn't mean I have
Yeah.
to be like so infatuated or like
Yeah.
like you know, like praising them like they're a goddess or anything, but you know, I feel like personally that still needs to be there, at least to a degree.
Yeah. So I guess,
It doesn't, but that, to start defending myself here, it doesn't mean like this person has to be like, you know, oh my gosh, you know, like a 10 out of 10 or whatever, you know, like,
yeah.
but I would also argue that that person, I have to be able to find them at least somewhat physically attractive. That's all I'm saying,
Yeah.
right? It's not
I
the most
mean,
important thing.
that's the thing, right? Each is their own.
Somebody might say something different, right? You are saying something different.
It was different for me.
For you, that's the least important factor. For me,
Yeah.
it's probably in the middle, right?
Yeah.
You know?
And I think that's the one thing when you start dating, right? It's that you have to kind of prioritize what is the most important to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no right or wrong answer in love or dating
No.
or finding what defines attractiveness to you.
Don't let somebody
different.
else tell you.
Exactly, it's different for everybody.
Right. Because for you, physical attractiveness might be at the bottom of the list. For me, it might be in the middle of the list. You know,
for some people, might be the first thing on their list, and that is okay.
That is totally okay. And if you're in a relationship where, or if you're looking or interested, or you're in a different type of relationship than the traditional like monogamous relationship, maybe you're in an open relationship, or maybe you're in like a same-sex relationship, or maybe if you're in a, I don't know, polygamous relationship,
Mm-hmm.
that's totally fine as long as you're kind of clear about what you want.
Yeah, and your needs are being fulfilled, right?
Right.
And
I mean, that's really what a relationship should be,
exactly.
Right? It's mutual. You both can benefit from it, you know?
It's true.
Damn, I was getting heated. I was getting heated. I felt like I had to defend myself there because
No.
maybe I sounded real bad.
I feel like you shouldn't have to defend yourself when it comes to love. I think, however you feel that is right for you.
Yeah.
Um,
I
whoever
appreciate
you're
that.
in a relationship with, they need to have some mutual respect of, what is important to you,
Mhm.
and that you shouldn't let, people from the outside dictate on what feels right to you.
Yeah.
Right.
Because sometimes we do feel that pressure,
Yeah.
right? And I think sometimes, especially when you're growing up, you have this idea of what are you like you're being told what you should be attracted to, right? Or what
Exactly.
attractive even means, like you were saying
Yeah.
earlier.
Give me different things for different people.
Exactly. We come in like humans, we come in all shapes, forms, sizes,
And we're
right?
very complex creature.
Yeah. So it's so hard when you're trying to take a cookie cutter, approach to everybody.
Yeah.
And especially something like dating, it's not right. It's not going to work, you know?
Yeah.
So, okay. Any other final observations or thoughts? I mean,
No.
no?
No.
Okay. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It was getting a little.
And let us know, what do you guys think? Is physical attraction important?
Mm.
Do you think my scenario of finding your needs elsewhere and then just staying in a relationship where it's purely physical, would that work? What do you guys think? Let us know.
Yeah, we'd love to hear.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some interesting ones out there.
Yeah,
some
and
stories.
interesting thoughts and stories. We would love to hear your experience. We do this podcast so we can learn more from people.
Kind of expand our perspective.
Exactly.
And, yeah. It's always fun talking about stuff too.
Yeah.
Like where it's, even if it's hypothetical, it's like, it makes you think, and sometimes reflect like, oh, what are my thoughts on that? And how does that impact me or my relationships,
Yeah, absolutely.
So you guys can catch us on Apple Podcasts. Make sure to give us a 5-star rating and review. Say some nice stuff if you enjoy it.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yes, and Instagram at Magnetic Mismatch.
Yep, and we release new episodes every Thursday. And please do share our content with your family, friends, or anyone that you think can benefit from our content or get some entertainment from us. We would love for you to share our content, and we release a new episode every Thursday. And until next time, bye.
Bye, guys.